take one big step and then another. And this is where we're going, right here. I'm gonna square up right there. Let's get the gloves on and do a little shoveling. Do a little shoveling. Clean this up. Get the duff off the ground. I did a video once where I had too much and it was smoking like all night long. So every once in a while I breathe in stinking fire smoke. We don't want to go with that. That's a no-go. No bueno, no good, nothing. Alright. First things first. Build the pit. Alright. Where did I say it was going to go? About right here. Alright. This is so thin, actually. So this area, and the front. Clean up the ground, because I don't want to breathe smoke all night if it chooses to do that. When we hit rocks, we know we're deep enough. That is one big root right there. Probably going to get burned. Throw it off to the sides and throw it behind, because this fire, heat goes forward. That's where most of your coals are going to be. It's mildew, pine mildew. You get it in chunks of the decaying rock. Excuse me, decaying wood. What was that? Interesting. Maybe a very round rock. Weird. Alright. Let's go get our main contender. Hey, yay. That is the thickest end over there, isn't it? Yeah, we're good. And this goes over that side. And you want a bit of hangover. Not that kind of hangover. Hangs over like that. The next one goes up side next to it. You want the tips together. The backside far apart, that way the heat stays here. Doesn't burn that away. We don't want it burning this way, we want it right there. Alright, that third log. Doeth we need to go get log? I think so. I got this other one here. Where's my axe? Hatchet, whatever the thing's called. Alright. Stick it over there like that. Got a distance. Nice fan like that. Get the ends together. Yeah. There you go. That's the makings. You can do 5, you can do 4, you can do 6, you can do 2. Might go get another one. And then it's foyer building time, food cooking time. It's gonna be dark. I don't really mind if it's dark. I got a bit of light and a headlamp. Gotta have a headlamp. I don't have a lantern though. I don't think I do. Rat was silly. I've got my GoPro light. Alright, let's go get us another one. Those will probably be good enough, but I just want to get another one. We still have light. And I think this big guy right there is contestant number 1. But it's not small. Whoa. It is not for the faint of heart. Thank goodness I got a manual chainsaw. And I think if I cut here, it's going to pinch. If I cut here, it's not. If I do my first cut right there, you can see this, this. Yeah, if I cut my first cut there, it's pivoted on this log, so it should have a little bit of upward pressure there and not pinch. And then I can worry about my second cut in a minute. I might regret this, but tally ho. Watch the wonders of the Silky. Oh, I lied, it is binding. Oh, it wasn't cutting straight. Yep, no, it's binding. Do not like the binding. Oh, I know why. Pull out, have a look at this other end. This whole log is being bent because of the hill there. So it will bind. It'll bind all the way along on a top cut. Fortunately, I have a solution. Maybe. Maybe. Try again, shall we? Hi-ho the Dario. Doesn't slide easily. I know it didn't work. Up. And we're bound again. Alright, that did not work. And my saw is stuck. So, yep, it's binding. I saw back. Alright, I'll be right back. So, by the time we get this log cut, it's gonna be midnight. Someone's gotta do it though. What'd that take? 10 minutes. 9 minutes. I need one more right there. And that'll do. That's a handle, don't cut it off. Alright. I'm gonna put my saw away so I don't fall and break a blade and stab myself any hurt. Prefer not to die yet. Haven't fulfilled all my adventures. And I want a pony. That's cold. We got stragglers trying to kill me. Might even not bother taking the branches off. Just put her here for now. But this guy up right down, make it straight. Look at that. Move this guy. That branch is now in the way. We'll shift them all over. Most people would be impatient and starving to death right now if they had to go camping with me, but all you got is a wool blanket. You gotta do things right. Now this one here in the middle is gonna burn the quickest because it's the smallest. See? That's gonna be closer to the flames. It's gonna be close up there. Fan out the back better. You don't want the fire traveling between the logs. That's bad karma. It's in the backside of your fire catches on. And nobody wants their backside on fire. There we go. You know what I'm gonna do? A little swap-a-rooney here. Skinny guy, you go on the end. Chubby guy, right there. You, that's bad form. Stay put. Yeah. How about them apples, yeah? This is the makings of a fire for a king. Fire's going right down under here in the very back dank dark corner, a web of doom. Throw some shmoo in there for burning. Now for keeping my promise. Avoiding a forest fire. Them guys gotta go. That's my kindling too. Crap right in the face. Alright, that'll have to do, donkey. I am not worried, not in the slightest. So, essentially the idea is you get the fire down here big enough to catch these logs so that they have heat coming down and heat coming forward, and you don't lose any heat out the back. It's all here, and you put your shelter like I did on this side and golden. If I were to do this out by myself for an extended period of time, I would want to lay rock all around here so that the heat had a big thermal mass to keep me warm at night, especially in really cold temperatures. You can set by one of these things and put a shelter up around it, and it will give you a great amount of heat. If you do things right, anyway, do things right the first time, do your prep right, and you're good. All right, let's go find something. The camera keeps shutting itself off. All right, there's my fired mess, but I got this down here, so I'm not too worried. So what I'm gonna do, got my knife, I'm gonna go find a bit of sap to help me along. Now these bits of bark like this, those will be great to keep myself off the ground, as they contain a lot of resin. So I'm gonna stick these back in here. That'll create a base. Now what I gotta do is get a small piece like this and go find some pine sap and put it on there. Easier said than done, but I need to find a young pine. Does this guy have them? They're little pockets similar to that, but this does not, I don't see anything on here of value. Let's go find a pine tree. A lot of pine flower remnants. And here the dirt road's up there somewhere. Wow, it's oh wow. A microburst came through here and ripped the place apart. Just down stuff everywhere. Now that birch bark cheating business. Of course, it never hurts to look. Ooh, wait a minute. That boy right there. Oh, an even better one up here. Any amount of resin in there? It's getting quite dark. I think that's a swell of actual solid pine resin right there. You know what that is? That's not food. Don't get in the mouth. I think that's a burl. But it is packed with resin. And that's an even bigger one. Yeah, that's a burl. A burl is like tree cancer. People come, they get big, they get real big. People come and cut them off, harvest them, because the interior of those things, when they get big, like football size big or basketball, or they look pretty cool when you do them upright. Now this guy, giant cuts in the tree. I'll bet this was done by a velvet beetle, what do they call, furry antennaed velvet invasive from Japan beetle. They eat the heck out of the trees, and the pine trees are dying in Utah like crazy. All right. I would love to find some pine resin filled business. There we go. That's some pine sap right there. That's good enough, I think. Just need a platform, really, like this guy. We're gonna take some of this sap right off this tree. Can I just scrape it? Yeah, I don't want to get it all over my knife, but it spreads like peanut butter and sticks like glue. So, really, as I say, it sticks like glue. It falls in the dirt. Fortunately, the dirt down here is just all organic, flammable goodness. So I got it on there. Ah, like peanut butter. There's more. Got a flatter edge here. And I'm not going to be able to do this completely without a medium, something to get this onto the plant with, or onto something flammable. This helps. It's not going to burn itself. Oh, that's not true. It will burn by itself, but you have to get it hot, and I prefer it. Is much easier, I should say. I'm dropping this stuff everywhere. It's much easier when your pine sap has collected onto something that can catch a spark easier. Let's just gather some more of this. I got enough of it. Now the worst thing you want to do with this stuff is hit it with your ferro rod and fling it everywhere. It works best when it's spread over, like I said, something. Alright, this tree, they use pine sap as a way to heal up wounds. This right here, something got in there and it's eating the tree, and it's, oh wow, there's a big, huge chunk of it there. It's using the pine resin to heal itself. But let me show you what I got here. That, can you see? I don't want to tip it too much because this to me is gold right now. So we're going to go over to the fire, and I'm going to need to create a bundle of something to catch a spark. Gently set this down on this other piece of wood, and I'm going to find some really spongy punk wood. I want to use both hands. This is pretty good. See this? Very light and spongy punk wood. Now I've never done this before. I'm making this up as I go, but I'm just going to squish it on top. Oh, this is not too bad. Now if I can drive a spark into this, even though like, this punk wood holds moisture, but it hasn't rained up here in quite a while. So we're gonna just trench this on top and put some sparks into it and see if we can do something. Again, I'm just messing around, so if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. Of course, I'm going to use pine. I'm going to take the bark, use the back of my knife and scrape some of the outer bark off. Put that down and just... I mean, I practiced my curl, so I might as well try to use it. Don't judge me, they're not going to be anything special. Man driven by hunger resorts to making stupid girls with wood to eat food. Alright, enough playing around. Maybe not a coyote, maybe some hunter's dog. Come on, body, let's go. Hungry, I want to do this. Guys on there, real little ones. There we go. Now we're cooking. That's got the sap. Shaking. All right, there we go. That's what I want to see. Now we're cooking, now we're good. Alright. It's not how you do it. But it works. I really smell that pine sap in there though. Really smell it. There we go. A little bit of pine sap. Of course, pine is not really hard to get a fire from. Now you just want the logs to catch. Ta-da! How about them apples, huh? I just wish I had a log to sit on or something. Can't do that, huh? I got ice forming in my water. Alright. We need to get some food on. Get some food on. I do have one other thing I need to break out. Thermometer. It's 30 degrees. It might get nice in my water if it's 30 degrees. Alright, so I got a little thermometer on a remote. the remote I'm going to put out farther away from the campsite to get the temperature away from where I'm at. Burning better than I expected. We'll be warm tonight. Now that we got the fire to a more obedient level, so to speak, let's look at two things. One, the thermometer. Bad boy. Right here. So in the shelter, you see that? 41.9 degrees. That bottom number there, that's away. That's about 20 feet away, 28 degrees. So temperature's pretty stable in here. It's working out very well. This fire, as you can see, a big wall of embers there. That is a fire reflector, so to speak, because that wall is putting the radiation on a horizontal level. Now we got to do two things here because it's pine. It likes to pop. It looks like we might have fire in the back side of the wood, so I'm continually coming back here and dousing the backside here. I do not want this catching on fire. I want it staying up front, you hear me? Eventually it might get back there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my saw and buy up some dirt back there so it stays, so it doesn't travel under the log. You can see right there it's getting under the log, so pulling back duff as I do it. Glad I did that to begin with because this thing pops like hell. Grab some dirt. Dump it back there, really. It's not much more difficult than that. Just moving the pine ground mess out the way here. I hit rocks. Take a scoop. Get old dirt. Get the roots out of it. Put it in the back. That'll keep it from spreading the wrong direction. I don't want it going back there. I don't know why it turned off. It shuts off because it shuts off. Oh, camera just does that sometimes, but anyway, it's not bad. I could find some aspen to burn, but I'm not gonna. I got a few logs hanging a boot that I might drop on there, but honestly, like I said, it pops a lot, so you gotta watch a lot. And if I just have a pile of coals going for nighttime thermal energy, it'll be fine. Does smoke a lot, and it's getting in the shelter, but I don't think it's dropping very low. How about that? Couple candles going. There is smoke getting in there though. I don't really like that. Let's see if we can figure that one out. But so far, I think we're good. Smoke! I'm losing recording light, so I'll shut this off and go on an adventure. I'll be right back. Alright, quick update. Might have to do a bit of change of plans. I went up to the vehicle to grab my other sleeping pad. This just wasn't enough. And Forest Service agent stopped by, said that there's still fire restrictions in effect. Now, I looked, and I'm 90% sure that what I read was that they were done September 21st. So the fire, he says it just, and it's a cold night, so just keep it under control. I won't be feeding it a lot. I'm just going to let it die here over the night. Of course, I'm going to help it along because I don't want to sit here in my shelter, lean-to and worry about forest fire. That's not me. I don't want, that's not going to be on me. There's no way I'm going to be responsible for starting a forest fire. Not only that, as if there's fire restrictions in effect, I don't want to violate the law. But he did say it is a cold night, so go ahead and you're okay. So we'll be cautious, extremely cautious. The fire is far enough away from things that I'm comfortable mostly, though it can on occasion pop pretty hard. And when it does that, it launches sparks for days. So, temperature update, 46.9 in the shelter, 25.9 about 20 feet that way. So the fire is doing what I wanted it to do, absolutely. I can handle essentially 50 degree weather. That's easy doable. That's comfortable sleeping right there. So that's doable. That's really doable. Now with the fire restriction and me wanting to obey the law, it might get chilly tonight. And if it does get chilly tonight, gonna have to infantry through it. We're just gonna have to tough it out because that's all I got. There's an update. It's about 8 o'clock, I think. There's my phone sitting on it. It's always smart. Yeah, 8:08 p.m. I swear I had service there for a minute, but it's 0 bars, no internet connection, nothing. We are out here. About an hour from home. Easily an hour from home. Up. Mostly up. 50 degrees down in the valley, if that makes any difference to y'all. Though it should get down to 30 in the valley. Again, that'll put us in the teens up here. So, oh, I do have a beanie. I can put that on. So we will be warm. If I get into a danger spot, of course, I'll hike up to my truck, turn it on, and sit there and pout. But anyway, there's your update. I will check back with you when we're all tucked in and ready for lights out. And yeah, pretty nice. I got these little candles going. I think maybe I don't know if they'll make any difference whatsoever. My idea was to put them at the back of the shelter, but I don't want to run the risk of rolling into them, so that may not be a thing. Yeah, what else? Anything else? No, that's us. We're getting rained on, snowed on by ash. Anyway, talk to you later. Welcome to my solution to the no fire rules. There's still a fire out there, but I hung a piece of plastic. Now we ain't airtight. You can see there's gaps all over out there. But that side's pretty good with my little candle going. But yeah, here we are. Here's us right here. It'll be a little warmer with this here. I can absolutely still feel the heat from the fire. In fact, I gotta go make sure it's not burning the bellies down. The wind might, if it picks up, this thing is gonna drive me crazy with its moving around, and if that's the case, then we might just rip her down. But yeah, here we are. All right, out I go. So all I gotta do is give this a push, rotates out, back we go. All right, so yeah, I pull it down, dump some dirt on there, and hopefully that's good enough. I see some moisture already on there. Might have to put a little bit more on there because I want it a little tight. I want it tight enough that it doesn't, oh, that fire's hot. So yeah, it's kind of wrapped around the corner here. Smoke City over here. I forgot I got a baked potato by the fire too, but it's kind of wrapped. It'll help block some of that spooky woods. It'll help block some of the movement of air. Right now it just seems to be a little loose here, so we get some movement when the wind blows. So by pulling down this corner, or this bottom part here, it's GoPros get real finicky when they get cold. Here's that. A shovel. Alright, well, I'll trust that that behaves. I'll move my baked potato off. I can feel that's pretty soft. Into the shelter I go. On off. Just set the potato there. Come back out. Make sure this fire skookum. I think I might pull that this log right here off and just put it in. Not much left of it there. Oh, I'm so tired. Just want to lay down now. Let's do it. I'm gonna watch it though. It just wants to burn. That's all it wants. Little guy just wants to burn. Here we are. This is us. We're about ready for bed, I think. Let me get my light off. Jeez, this is a bright light. There we go. But yeah, we're about ready for bed. I'm gonna go make sure the fire's not burning the forest down, and hair day. We'll get out of your face for a little while. All right, I'm just hanging out in my shelter. I got kind of a merino wool base layer on. I don't know what this is called. My daughters could tell you. I know you're really close to my face. The shelter's amazing. I've got a thermometer up there right now. It's reading 49.9 and the outside is reading 24 degrees. So the plastic I put up is working wonders. I'd show you more. I tried to, but the GoPro just said, nah, you're done filming. There is a slight, you can see air moving this way. It's slower in here than out there. If I had one more sheet of plastic, or if I buttoned up the ends a little bit better, this thing would be a sauna. I put my hand up in the air and I can feel that it's uncomfortably warm up there. So yeah, just chilling in here now. I'm gonna hang out for a bit. If it gets real cold, I'll put this on, but there's always that uncomfortable time when you're tired and ready to sleep, but you ate and drank dinner late because you built your shelter late, so you know you're gonna have to get up and go to the bathroom. You don't want to get all tucked in and then have to get up and yeah. Anyway, so that's a thing when you go camping. Just a heads up. And yeah, we're all set. I'm just gonna drain the old lizard and go to sleep, I think, and then yeah, we'll see you guys in the morning. Bye. So I got up to use the bathroom. That light is bright, and decided to throw about tripled the amount of pine boughs on my shelter. Can you guys even see me over there? Anyway, so I tripled the amount of pine boughs on my shelter. It's still got movement through here, which is alright, you know. Not so worried about that. It's hot in here now, like really hot. It says 65 degrees up on the thermometer, but that's up there. Down here is probably 10 degrees colder. Outside it is, 1 second, 22 degrees. So it is, there's my phone and all this mess. 10:15, so we got, oh, it's bedtime is what it is. Quite a few hours before sunrise. And I forgot what I was gonna say. It's gonna get coldest at about 3 a.m. So I'm expecting single digits. That'll be nice. I'm warm, I'm comfortable, I'm tired. Good night and see you in the morning. Good morning. I guess I'm up. It was real cold last night. I think we got down to 16 degrees outside. This is showing 18 degrees. Outside, 33 degrees in the shelter. I got too cold, so I went out and started a fire. It was pretty cold last night. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty cold. I don't think this plastic's doing me a whole lot of good, to be honest.
I mean, it could be it, but with the moving of air through here, it doesn't feel like it's doing a whole lot. Candle's still going. Anyway, I'm gonna lay down for a little bit longer. It's 34 degrees in here now. Temperature's slowly rising. And then I'm gonna eat some breakfast because I'm hungry. I got an egg to boil. Is this gonna work? Hey, good morning. Right now it is, where's my phone? It's 7 o'clock, quarter to 7, 20 to 7. Fire's going behind you. I've been up for, well, not very long. I haven't even put my contacts in yet. Speaking of which, yeah, they're in my pocket still. This little guy, I don't know if you can read that or not. For inside the shelter, it says LL, which I think means lower limit. So I don't think, the last temperature I read on here was 32 degrees. So I do not know if this reads in the shelter below 32. But if I hit the sensor, it's 17.8 degrees out there. About 20 feet that way. So cold. 17 degrees is not bad. About what I thought it was going to be. So right now I'm pretty much just slowly, I'm getting breakfast. I got a hard-boiled egg that I've cooked, and I'm just going to warm up, fuel up, and then I'm going to pack up. A lot of ups. We were right on the limit of being very uncomfortable. I'll say that much. So yeah, I need to do a better job at insulating the sides and probably put something on the back here on the outside of this tarp as insulation. That's secondary. The heat reflection of this tarp seemed to be okay. The ground I wasn't cold underneath me. Just my feet really that got quite cold. And then in the wintertime, if you go winter camping, there's always that your body has no more fuel to burn because you're hungry and it's morning and it's really cold. So I do not mind lean-tos. This seemed to do its job. So we're alive. We're warm. I got our hard-boiled egg here, just fishing it out of the hot water. Still pretty warm, but oh, that feels good actually. Set it down. Oh, the sun's coming up. I can see it. Well, sky's getting light anyway. I wonder if you guys can tell. Yeah, a little bit there. We're getting light. Making an egg. I got an egg. Oh, that's a hand warmer right now. I think I'm gonna boil up some water for some tea. All right, here's breakfast. See how well it turned out, huh? It smells like a hard-boiled egg. I'm gonna peel it into my canteen. Birds eat these shells quite a bit for the calcium in them. I always get a big plugged up in the mornings. Oh, warm and good. It is a win there. I put it next to the fire at about 5 a.m. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and eat, and we'll see you on a bit. Kind of see my headlamp and the sun. All right, we got pot check. Gonna make some tea, but excuse me for all the messing around here. All right, so in the wild, one of the hardest things to maintain besides your fat is proper nutrition, like vitamins and whatnot. So let's see if that'll play nice. we're going looking for something to put with our tea. It's just the simple breathe tea. It's good for cold weather and clearing lungs, but since we're in a pine spruce forest, these are Douglas firs, but I think they're just a pine tree. They're miscategorized. Anyway, whatever. We're gonna go find a secret ingredient that I might have right here in the shelter. Just gonna make sure they're not real filthy. These little ends, they're perfect for a tea. So what I'm gonna do is attempt to hold a pot and salvage some of these. Just wiping them down with my hand just to get the spiders off them. That's a thing. You don't eat them, you put them in your tea because they're just packed with vitamins and minerals and good stuff. So just gonna break some of that off and into the pot they go. Just a couple of them here. You don't want the really stemmy parts, just the ends like that. Put it in there and you boil them for a few minutes. They release a lot of vitamins into your, or vitamin C specifically, into your food. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna boil them. Oh, excuse me. It's hard to talk in the morning, especially after camping. Put you down right there. And I've got a little bit of water left. Enough to make a good, proper English tea, alright? Up there goes my light. Again, I think the battery's dead or it's too cold. One of the two. Lithium-ion batteries do not do well in the cold. Alright, that's just barely enough water. Let me check a boot. It's probably 1 cup of water, so we don't want to boil it too long. Come over by the fire. I'm going to put it right up in that, you can't even see, put it right up in that hot bed there. And let it be for a minute while I clean up and do some camp chores. When that starts to boil real good, just throw the tea bag in and some sugar, and or no sugar at all if you want, which is what I'm gonna do. And I think we will have ourselves a morning cup of tea. And it'll be rich in vitamin C and other essential amino acids from the pine that are very helpful. And it's warm. It's 17.2 degrees out. The shelter area with the hello camera, with all the modifications we did, and that tarp is kind of reflective. I'd say it's not as reflective as the Mylar blanket, but I mean it obviously helped because it was 20 degrees warmer in there than out over there where that white dot is my sensor, and it's reading 17 degrees over there. So anyway, enough rambling. Let's do some camp chores, get started packing up here, and anyway, boil. We'll see in a bit. Alright, let's have a look at this. Successfully blow some of that soot off of this guy. Don't need hot ash in my food. Yeah, we're boiling. See, they've taken on a darker color. That's good. That's real good. So I think that it's safe to take off the heat now. So I'm going to take her off. Plop it away from the foyer. Right there. Still 17 degrees, so that'll cool down very, very quickly. Just going to make sure my tea bag didn't burst open. Nope, we're good. Nobody likes to drink tea particles. Still cleaning up a bit, and seems now light enough that I can film without. Oh, love it out here. Love it out here. everything is just covered in kindling, just great pine kindling. The only problem is pine wood. I mean, we had stuff popping clear out here, and ash floating down everywhere, and this duff, if I can show you somewhere. See, I don't know if you can see this. The light went off. Just give me another second to the light. Nope. Yeah, maybe you saw it. It's smoking over here. It's also smoking over there. You see? Probably not. But this duff, the ground in here is just so covered in pine needles and pine cones. I dug down probably 4 inches of this stuff to get to dirt here, and it wasn't enough. So in the midnight I came out and dug around some more just to get it up off the ground, keep it from catching fire. The little wispy ashes that float down seem to not be enough, but when this stuff pops and shoots a coal out there, that'll start to smoke and smolder this stupid ground stuff. And so I've been taking my shovel and just scooping them up and throwing them in the fire like that. Just finding these little ash pits, scooping them up, blowing on them to see if I got that. And it's the strangest stuff ever. You can take a spoonful of it, just toss it in the fire, and it burns. It starts to burn. Like, I've seen it flare my fire up when I put it in there. So it's weird stuff. Anyway, yeah, it's a good place down in here, and I'm gonna keep this shelter up. I'll take my tarp with me, but I'll keep the shelter up because I'm coming back here maybe next weekend or something. Anyway, packing up, heading out, and I'll see you on the road. I think we're ready to have a little sip of this tea. Tell you what I think here. Tastes like Christmas. It's actually not bad at all. Oh, and it warms. It actually tastes pretty good. I like that. It's a, imagine the smell of pine. That's what it tastes like, but it doesn't have the bitterness that I expected pine to have, so I'll take it. Not bad at all. A woodpecker up there. Alright, well, that's it. That's my shelter, and still got my coat on. It's freezing out here still. It got down to -9 Celsius, 17 Fahrenheit, something around there. In the shelter, we're at 32 degrees unless I had a good fire going, then it got up to 40. But it's kind of impossible to keep a good fire going with just pine all night long. Anyway, so next time I come out here, we're going to batten this thing down, get it all nice and skookum. I'm going to keep it. I like it. It's a good shelter. It's kind of tucked away here in this pine forest, so shouldn't get messed with too much. Anyway, like I said, thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to head out and see you on the next adventure. I'm going to put my fire out first, and then we'll head out.